Hello, I'm building a computer in LittleBigPlanet, and I'm going to explain each component as they are built. Starting with so-called loop memory, which exists because storing enough data to drive a computer in LittleBigPlanet is quite a challenge. On the left side of the screen is a thermometer, which represents the amount of stuff you have in a level. You can't add more stuff if it is full. So how can we overcome that, and ideally store more than a kilobyte of raw data in our level? Now this here is a very simple circuit. It's the precursor to loop memory, if you will. All it does is it takes a signal from a clock generator, and it passes it straight through each microchip to the output of the last microchip. This is particularly boring because LittleBigPlanet tries to be instant whenever it can. If there's any logic that can be solved instantly, it will be solved instantly, as in 0 frames. And you can tell that because when I pause this, all of them are either on or off all at once. Now, we can change this by taking the output of the last microchip and plugging it into the input of the microchip before it. And same thing with that microchip. And the microchip before that. As long as you created them all in a left to right order, when you unpause and then repause, you will see an alternating pattern. See? Which means that once the data gets sent in, it only stays in the one microchip until the next frame. Then it gets passed on to the next microchip, then on the next frame it gets passed to the next microchip, and so on and so forth. So every chunk of data only lives inside a single microchip at any given moment. So we can detach the clock generator and attach the end of the circuit back to the beginning. Now it's a loop. Now we don't even need this anymore. This loop is broken. Cool, whatever. You get the idea. That's what, not that. That's what this is. This is just a much, much bigger version of that small loop. And they're also looped back to the beginning using tags. This makes it harder to break the left to right order, which is what happened down below on our mini version. But you can see here that along the very top, when I pause, the entire row is alternating. On, off, etc. And this is a 16 by 16 grid. Since analog signals inside LittleBigPlanet are stored using 32-bit floats, we can store a lot of data with very few components. In fact, we can use the entire 24-bit mantissa of the float, meaning we can store 16 24-bit words inside just one of these rows. And because my computer mostly uses 6-bit words, this means that this entire block here is able to store 1024 words. And the thermometer is not even an eighth of the way full, so there's plenty of room to grow.